WPPS TV3 Sports welcomes you to Portland High School football. We now send you up to the booth and welcome in Steve Schwartz on play-by-play and John Coyne on color commentary.
The Portland Bulldogs enter the field for the first time in the 2018 season. It's August 31st, and it is time for Portland Bulldog football on WPPS TV3. If March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb, August has gone out like a lion this year as we've had just a horrible heat wave. However, the heat has broken and it's a beautiful evening here tonight in Windham as your Portland Bulldogs take on the Windham Eagles. This is Steve Schwartz along with John Coyne, joined by Mike Hoffer tonight of The Forecaster and now also of Fifth Quarter fame. Mike, tell us a little bit about Windham.
Well, I think this is an interesting year for the Eagles. You know, as long as I can remember, they've been on the short list of favorites in this region, and they are the defending regional champs. But this might be one of those bridge years, I think. It's a young team. They're saying that their future is very bright, but I think they're going to take some lumps early on this year, maybe be a tough out by the end of the season, kind of what Portland was last year. But I think you don't have as many familiar names on this Windham roster as you've had in years past, and it's probably a good break for Portland to get them early as opposed to late.
Well, you know, we were here last year, John, in that championship game where Windham really crushed Portland in horrible weather for Portland, but then ultimately Windham was defeated by Thornton Academy. Portland, on the other hand, is really ranked number one in Class A North, I believe is what it is. Yeah. And they have four great captains in Koa Farnsworth, Ben Stasium, Ben Levine, and Zach Elowich.
Absolutely, and the last three that you mentioned there are going to be their offensive core going into this season. They've also added Pedro Fonseca as their kicker, which has been a norm for the last couple of years with Coach Hartman to bring a soccer player over. So we're thankful to be here this year in the warm weather. It's great to be here early in the season to start this for the Bulldogs.
Well, it's John and I think it's our fourth year together in a row doing these games, and we've had the good fortune of being in the Western Maine Championship each year, and in I think the state championship at least two of those years. Mike, tell us a little bit about your thoughts about Portland as you've written quite well in the forecast.
Well, I think they're the favorite coming in, and you know, it's funny that last year people call it a down year, and I guess it was record-wise, but they still were in the regional final. So here they are back in more of a familiar favorites role. I think the experience and the size on the line, offensive and defense, are going to be a big strength for this team, especially in a region where you have a lot of younger programs or programs that haven't had the same success that Portland's had. So, you know, their winning experience matched with their size on the line and some good skill kids that we might not know a lot about yet, but I think as the season goes on, some of these other kids are going to really make a name for themselves, and I expect a big year for Portland. I think they're the team to beat in this region, and now they have to go out and do it.
Well, you've mentioned the heir apparent to Zakowski and Esposito and Bolduc in the name of Zach Elowich.
Right, and I think you're going to be hearing a lot about him, and that's exactly what he is. He's in that traditional role, the lead back that's going to get the ball 20, 30 times a game, bruising runner, and I think you're going to see him run for a lot of yards here over the next 8 weeks.
And he's going to have blocking for him, among others, co-captain Ben Levine, who was a fantastic lineman, but not, perhaps enough size to really get up there because they have a very big line this year.
And Ben had a shortened season last year. He lost the last part of the season with injury, and I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to get back in there and be a part of this, be a very big contributor to this year, and we look forward to that. You know, it's going to be, like Mike said, it's going to be lights out. One of the favorite highlights last year was the run and Bangor, Zach Elowich, where he disappeared into the line, then popped out for a 30-yard touchdown. And I mean, that was a great run. So we know what we have there, and adding Ben Levine in there, it'll be a great spot too.
That's right, and keep in mind that Ben was injured all year, and to be named captain a year that you're coming off of an injury where you really don't play very much speaks very highly of Ben Levine. So all in all, it promises to be a great season, and we look forward to it. We'll bring you all of the action in a moment. So as the national anthem plays to a flag at half-staff in memory of Senator John McCain, an American hero who's passed away, we are set to go here in Windham. So Portland High School is set to receive. And back deep is Ben Stasium and Jamal Moriba, along with Cam Conley.
And doing the kicking today for Windham is Liam McCusker. Liam's another two-sport athlete. He's a very good soccer player here in the Windham community and does the duties of the kicking. And he was a big part of their program last year.
This year, Portland is coached, of course, by Jim Hartman. Mark Renner, Tim Marr, John Misowich, Rocco Navarro, and Austin Phillips are the assistants. A name missing this year, Mike Rutherford. Been a defensive coach for many years. And it is picked up by Cam Conley. About the 20.
Tackled on the play there by Jacob Cummings of Windham. Nice tackle there. Decent return there for Portland.
So the ball is 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line, about a 12-yard return. Under center is Sam Nope. The pitch to Elowich on the right side. Some decent yardage.
Yeah, Elowich had a nice opening there. The line's cut down, opens that corner up real well, and holds Windham in there. We talked about it earlier in pregame, Steve, that Windham's really in one of those bridge years. We saw Nope a lot last year, backing up to Ron Moss. Moss went out for a little bit. Sam got some great action in there and proved that he was the heir apparent, and he's here today.
6-yard gain for Zach Elowich. Nope under center. Oh, and movement.
Yeah, that could be a little confusing, Steve. Behind us, we've got youth football going on, and I heard those whistles too and kind of took a look around to see what was going on in front of us.
Well, that's right. Otherwise, it would have been clairvoyant for the referees to blow a whistle before the Windham player jumped off sides. So it's 1st and 10 now from the 43. The pitch to Elowich on the right side now. And he got a great block from Ben Levine. An 11-yard gain.
Levine and Farnsworth were out there in a nice lead. Two captains leading the third captain out there. Nice job. Nice job to pick up that first down of this 2018 campaign.
That's a Portland first down.
So 1st and 10 on the Windham 45. Straight up the middle is Elowich, and he is just takes about 6 Windham players to bring him down. Number 9, Garrett Peoples, came away with the ball, but it was after the whistle. So that was a 9-yard gain. And it is 2nd and 1 for the Bulldogs. And it looks like they got the first down.
On the tackle on the play was Garrett Peebles, and Garrett got in there like he had on that earlier play and looking at stripping the ball. When Elowich came through, he kind of got spun, and he got spun onto his back, showing his belly. Not a real kind of normal thing. But Peoples came out of there. Garrett Peoples did with that ball.
Well, Peoples is a senior defensive end. And it'll be Windham's ball, 1st and 10 from their own 31. And their quarterback, Harrison Boyle, is in the gun. He's a sophomore.
Boyle's pass is knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen up here a lot. We've seen a lot of history with a lot of quarterbacks over the time that we've been here, along with Windham's history of having a long string of quarterbacks. To be starting a sophomore quarterback talks a lot about the talent this young man has, and we've talked about it a couple times already about being a bridge year. So he's going to take his lumps probably this year, but if he's got the talent level that they're trusting in.
Oh, what a defensive play! I think first in was. Definitely had a 9 on his back.
Kapongo.
Yep. Nathan Kapongo. Chris Vincent also with credit for that tackle. Nothing doing here as it's 3rd and 10. Oh, it's hard to tell if that was caught or not by Caleb Sidre. It was incomplete, so it's going to be 4th and 10, and back to punt will be Brady Aftham, a sophomore wide receiver and defensive back. Speaking about punting, that's one of the things we didn't talk about tonight, but if we get a chance to see Zach Elowich punt tonight, he is a leader. That is a very, very short kick, and it takes a Portland bounce. It's down by Harrison Boyle at the Windham 42-yard line, where the Dogs will have the ball, 1st and 10. Well, a great defensive stand for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, even after that early miscue there, losing the ball, they don't suffer that much for it. They are 10 yards back 10 yards further, just like a penalty. They had 3 plays off offensively, but those kids don't come off the field often.
One wide out on each side. Ben Stasium on the left. The ball goes right back to Elowich, and he finds a hole. That's a huge gain, about 15 yards.
What you see at the end, I'm not sure if you captured that, Steve. Zach gets tackled by Braxton Cassidy at the end of that thing, and when he gets up after being tackled after that decent run, gives the kid a pat on the back on the way back to the huddle. So
what a good sport!
Yeah.
He really kind of has it all.
Yeah.
And he is the lone player to watch, the Portland Press Herald's player to watch, of any Portland team, I believe, this year. This time he stopped, though, as Jason Scott, the freshman linebacker, wraps his arms around him.
Right at the line of scrimmage by Scott. 2nd down.
But, to hear Mike Hoffer talk about the tradition of Portland runners who get the ball and keep going, and Zach is certainly one of them.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed watching him play since he was in 8th grade. I remember him launching himself after a punt into a guy and just absolutely annihilated him in a totally legal tackle.
Well, you're right, Steve. We've watched Zach Elowich all the way through his high school career, starting in his freshman year, and seeing some action in certain games.
Stasium, he loses the ball, but falling on it is, I believe, is it maybe Ryan Howell, the tackle. So it's 3rd and 13.
So we haven't seen the ball get aired out. It's a great opportunity here to see if Sam Nope can air it out. He's got decent receivers out there.
Brady Jackson forced that fumble. So here's Nope now. And he's going to go back, and he's looking to throw. Oops, he throws it up, and it is intercepted on about the 4-yard line.
Not fair. It is picked off by Elliott.
That was Benjamin Elliott who intercepted that, the running back and wide receiver, junior.
So that's surely not the result. The end of 2 offensive series here, two giveaways, but really that's as good as a punt. If you're going to give one up on a 3rd down, on the 4th down, they're going to do the same thing. Run the ball into the middle, maybe gain a couple of yards. With Zelowich here, you could gain 10 or 12. You don't know early here in the season, but what a great place to put Portland's defense into consideration here.
Windham is coached by Matt Perkins. The assistants are Richard Johnson, Pete Sakaitis. Sakutis, rather. Don Ledbetter, Chris Davis, Brandon Champion, Ben Brooks, and Mike Martin. Rob O'Leary is the Portland. Somebody's offsides there, I think, we're going to find. Yeah.
So Portland's in a 3-4 defense right now. They got 3 down linemen.
Well, they're not walking back.
Wow, drawn offsides, so that would be a clear indicator why 2 or 3 of these Portland linemen jump, but it's an even deeper hole for Windham.
Right, what does it, half the distance to the goal line from here?
At that point, it's half a 3.
So it's 1st and 12. Rob O'Leary, the athletic director for Portland. Rich Drummond, our old friend. Now, there's a nice pass right there, and boom.
Darian Darling with a tackle there. I mean, that was a nice tackle coming from behind. It was a great effort by Wyndham's receiver to keep a hold of that ball.
Matty Babb was the receiver. He got 9 yards on that play. It's 2nd and 3. And 1st down and more for Windham as Stuart Solomon goes down the sideline and brings it past midfield.
1st down by Farnsworth after a long game. That's an Eagles 1st down.
That had to be over 40 yards.
It was definitely a nice run. They were at about the 10-yard. It does average out to be about a 40-yard run, Steve.
Yeah, about 40, 45, yeah. As it's 1st and 10 on, it is, that's right. Actually brought out of bounds a little bit earlier than what we had thought, I thought they had brought it past midfield. But 1st and 10, Windham from their own 46. A little confusion, possibly, as Boyle kept it.
Now Farnsworth in there on that tackle as well, along with Darian Darling again.
And he actually lost a yard on that play. So we've got in motion number 9, Peoples, who caused 1 fumble and almost another. Well, that's the 2nd drop, I believe, for Sidre. You do see Boyle has a pretty nice arm.
He's easy to get out into the flats. He is a smaller quarterback. He's got a decent-sized line, so they're probably going to warm him up and get him to throw quick outs. 2-3 step drop and get the ball out of there, not to put him under any pressure. A young man, a sophomore here for Windham.
It's 3rd and 11 from the 45-yard line of the Windham Eagles. Trying to find some room on the outside. We have multiple flags, however. Probably a hold as Solomon was trying to find some room on the outside.
Ben Levine reads that well from his linebacker position and gets up there, and there's no place for the Windham runner to go. His offensive line was unable to cut in and get anybody up to the line.
And although they're not going to face us, we can see that it was indeed a hold, and we saw Captain Elowich say refuse the penalty. So it'll be 4th and 11. And once again, Windham will punt.
Stadium is deep to receive Athem's punt.
Atham will punt. Stasium is deep.
Whew.
Almost blocked. It's off to the side here, and it's going to be about a 25-yard punt maybe.
Well, that just gets beyond the down markers for what would have been a first down. So that is
a 14-yard punt.
Something that Windham's going to want to do because they're not gaining offensively, and they're putting Portland in a really good position. Only 10. The last punt was 10 yards. The first punt, I should say, and this one just a 14-yard net punt. They're going to have to do a little bit of something about that as they continue to build through this season.
Averaging 12 yards a punt.
There we go.
I can do a little bit of math. Not much.
Well, it's probably because the way you divide your time so well, Stephen.
Thank you, sir. Ben Nope from his own 40. Elowich straight up the middle. Well, he's met pretty handily there by Braxton Cassidy and thrown back for a loss.
Yeah, somebody grabbed him by the belt. They weren't letting him go there. They know. They understand what's gone on so far. He's had about 8 or 9 carries for decent yardage, and Braxton Cassidy was not about to give up on that.
A little worrisome seeing that ball out there.
They'll tape that to his hand during classes next week when they get in there to make sure that he continues to have a good grip on that.
It is 2nd and 10, however, so no loss on the play. In motion is Mariba. Elowich finds a hole off tackle, and there you go. Very close to a first down. He might just be shy.
Short of a first down, bring up a 3rd and a half a yard.
3rd and 1. I wonder if Nope will keep it. He will not, as Elowich will come through, get the first down and more.
Yeah. Well, that was you're talking about the playbook from last year, Steve. I mean, that was a big thing. Moss is a strong quarterback. That's not saying anything about Mr. Nope there, but he's going to learn how to do that this year.
It's a 4-yard gain.
So Sam comes in as a junior knowing that this is his job now, and he'll gain so much experience this year and continue to lead this team through next year as well.
So here we go. The pitch is to Elowich straight up the middle. It takes 3 Windham players to bring him down. The first one in is, I believe, number 52, George Butts.
35-yard line, 1st and 10, Portland.
A nice gain. .68 yards already, is what I'm hearing by our statistician Dave Levine. For Zach Elowich, who takes the pitch. Well, in the proverbial sense of, I think it's Vince Lombardi, they can know it's going to go to him, but they still have to bring him down.
That's exactly right.
And in that particular case, it was Garrett Peoples who did.
So Elowich has got about 69 yards already here in the first quarter. We've still got 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Outside of Ben Stasium with one run and Sam Nope with one throw. It's been the Zach Elowich offense in this first quarter.
Nope is in the shotgun for the first time tonight. He takes the pitch and he's going to bring it himself. Tremendous run for Nope. Brought down by the 24 on the opposite side of the field, Greg Simpson. 16 yards.
First down on the Windham 17-yard line.
And that's just what they needed. Portland needed to kind of mix this up so as to, like you said, Steve, they know it's coming through 24. They still got to stop them, but for Sam to be able to take that ball out around the corner really will start to open this up for them. We saw that a lot last year, though. It was a constant play in the first quarter, and then it broke open after that. There was a little flicker off to the side with Moss last year. We've seen that a little bit already.
Oh, what a nice pass to number 85.
Top pass intended for...
That was Zach Conley?
It was a tight end, but he's not on the roster, and that's why the Windham announcer doesn't know, and nor do we.
That was Brett Selleck of the Philadelphia Eagles, retired and coming back to high school.
Evidently a new young man from Cumberland, we hear, a new player from Cumberland. Here comes Zach Elowich with the pitch. He's got 4 blockers in front of him.
Elowich on the carry. Brought down by Jackson and Scott. Third down.
So it looks like we're going to have a timeout called by the Windham staff. We've got 2 minutes and 29 seconds here left in the first quarter at Windham, and we'll be right back.
Okay, folks, here we are. 3rd and 2 on the 9. Sam Nope almost with an audible to Ben Levine, who relays it, and he brings it straight through.
I think he told Levine, I'm the bottle cap, you're the stick. This is what we're going to do this time.
First down, Portland on the 5-yard line. 1st and goal to go.
So let's see what we got here, Steve. They've got the ball down there deep again in their own zone. Offensively, they've had 2 miscues to give the ball up. This time it'd be a great time for them to punch it in. We've just over 2 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Nope, hands it off to Elowich.
Ooh, he's chugging.
He grinds it through.
That was Elowich.
He was brought down by Jason Scott. Gained 3. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2.
Yeah, George Butts comes off the field for Windham. We've mentioned his name a couple times up front. Number 52's had a decent game at this point. A junior defensive lineman comes off a little slow after that play.
And he has a trainer with him. The pitch is to Elowich on the right side. That is a touchdown, folks. The first touchdown of the year for the Portland Bulldogs, Zachary Elowich. Well, it looks in the early going like it's a breakout year for Zach Elowich. That was what was predicted by the Press Herald. Number 19 is Pedro Fonseca. Getting ready to kick it through. We'll see how his boot looks. He's a great soccer player and a tremendous basketball player. And this time he kicks it through the uprights on a line drive to make it a 7-0 Portland lead with a minute 30 left in just the first quarter. So here we are, number 20 is kicking off for Portland.
Sean Landetta of the New York Giants.
Well, we don't. you know your NFL players. It's a heck of a kick. Picked up at about the 16. Hit hard, and it is a
Kapongo.
Great stop.
Wow. You look at what that kid's done to progress, Steve, over his career at Portland from where he started, and he's still playing special teams. He's down the field first to wrap that kid up, and he wrapped him up hard.
Give me a hard time. Patted my head. I tossed him.
One of the stars this year of Portland is Jonah Green. We want to give a shout out to his grandfather, Ken Gulnick of Falmouth, who played minor league ball back in the day, hung out with Babe Ruth, I hear. I'm talking to Jonah's dad, Mark. Oh my goodness.
There
Boom.
we go.
Ryan Howell. Hello.
Oh, is that the guy from Windham? The other, no. 65 is the other guy.
I'm told that was Blazwiski. Green. Well, that was Jonah Green that brought down that Windham player right after we mentioned his grandpa.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Does Stasium have
He
it?
calls
He does.
it a catch
He does.
and an interception by Ben Stasium.
We're going to have a conversation here, Steve. You got an official right there, two coming to the sides.
You know, I just have to say, one of the things that was good about that play was the time that the officials took to make that call. I guess they've changed it, though.
The official there, and you know it as well as I do, Steve, being an official, sometimes the closest play to you is the hardest one to make that call.
Oof. He just was not ready yet, Sean Cuniff. Well, you know, there's a saying in baseball that a friend of ours uses, and you know, they tell us as umpires to slow it down. So the saying is, you can't slow it down fast enough.
Yep.
And that is what you do with your calls, and they got it right.
Well, and you see here, we're not in the.
Oh my goodness! Another short punt. This time it takes neutral bounce, and it is downed by Sean Cuniff at about the 42-yard line, where the Dogs will have it 1st and 10 with 39.2 seconds left in the first quarter. So we have a looks like a 1st and 10 Windham.
So there's another flag. We didn't catch a flag on that play prior to the break, so the play gets brought back. The penalty was enforced. It brought it to a 4th and about 8.
Right,
and then we have another flag gets thrown here against Windham, so they're going to mark it off.
And you know, and you can see the down marker there pretty clearly, number 4. If you look at the scoreboard, it's 1st and 10. So sometimes we need to just affirm what our eyes tell us. Let's put it that way. Windham way back, and again a very, very light punt here, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
So, Steve, you talked about it in baseball. You can't slow it down fast enough. In basketball, we do the same thing. You've got to look and see what's going to happen after they make that step. But with the work that they're doing here on the field in high school sports, we don't have the luxury of replay, but we did get to watch you have the luxury of replay in the regional finals and the Little League finals on a couple of occasions, and we were able to get that call, something that you guys saw one way, but after replay, correct that and have the right call. So it's interesting when you're able to use that.
Well, yeah, oh, look at Elowich go through that hole. My goodness, it takes an army to bring him down.
He's like a hot knife cutting through butter on that one.
15-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 39. I just, for the record, we had 4 reviews of my calls, and thankfully none were. They were all upheld. But there was a time when I actually didn't see a hit by pitch, and we conferenced without a review, and we got it right. Somebody saw the trajectory of the ball go a little differently, and then the player immediately kind of grabbed his hand, and he was hurt. So we got it right. But it's just under 10 seconds now here in the first quarter. Nope with the ball and can't really find anything, and he's brought out of bounds by Brady Jackson. 0.6 seconds left in the first quarter. It's been a long first quarter, John.
It has been. You've got it's been a ground and pound offense. Windham's had a couple of more opportunities to throw the ball. Unfortunately for them, fortunately for us, there hasn't been many completions, though they've been open. You're looking at Harrison Boyle, the young quarterback there. He's got a nice look, a quick 2-step drop, and he gets rid of the ball really quick.
Here we go, 2nd and 11 from the 31-yard line. Sam Nope under center. The pitch goes to Zach Elowich, who may have gained a couple.
And I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage. There wasn't a lot of place to go.
2 yards.
For him. But we're at the end of the first quarter, Steve. It's 7-0 Portland Bulldogs. As we move into the second quarter, we've seen Zach Elowich up and down on the offensive side. And as we break wait for the second quarter, we get a shot of our cheerleading squad here. Look at that, 15 young women here. Great numbers for their squads. They seem to have over the years a pretty decent squad. So we'll bring it back in the second quarter.
Here we go, folks. 3rd and 9 from the 28-yard line as we start the second quarter here in Windham with the Dogs up 7-0. Steve Schwartz and John Coyne for WPPS TV3 Sports with Luke Hill this year helping us on camera. A long pass batted away. I think it was batted away by Benjamin Elliott and Caleb Sidre.
Ben Stasium down there in the land of the Giants. They've got some pretty big defensive backs down there. Nope had a great amount of time. Elowich was able to hold up the defensive lineman that had penetrated, and Nope was able to get the ball down there.
Sam Nope was thrown into the fire last year and really has had time now to practice and really become quite a seasoned young player. Nope family synonymous with Portland Athletics. Jake Nope on a baseball scholarship, I believe, at Manhattan College. Stasium! Touchdown!
Wow. 28-yard touchdown for Ben Stasium. Nice reception. We just get done talking about how Sam Nope gets to air the ball out, and he's had a lot more time to become a lot more comfortable. And man, oh man, you start to run offense through him as well as Elowich, and we don't know where this season's headed.
Hey, Mark. I think I got it.
So we'll see Pedro Fonseca, the Portland soccer standout, again for his second PAT of the season and of his career.
Up and through the uprights. 14-0 Portland with 11:44 left in the second quarter. So Elliott is deep for Windham as Portland will kick off. And thank you to Sam Nope for making me clairvoyant. talented young man and athlete. Takes a gaggle of Bulldogs to take down the Windham runner.
As Brady aft him on the return for Windham, he had a 15-yard return against our Bulldogs on that kick.
Ball out to the Windham 34-yard line, first and 10 Eagles.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Windham Eagles from their own 34-yard line.
Win tonight, hey dogs, let's fight! Score, fight, win tonight, hey dogs, let's fight! Score, fight, win tonight, hey dogs, let's fight! Let's go, boys!
Boyle in the gun.
Wow.
Well, oh my goodness. First one in was number 57, Koa Farnsworth.
Yeah.
Salem on the carry.
That was there was no place to go. Portland showing their size up front with Jonah Green, Koa Farnsworth up there. It's nice to see those two young men and having a great game.
It's 2nd and 13 as it was a 3-yard loss. Out to the left side to the tight end, Matty Babb.
Pickup of 5.
5-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 8. From the 37. Excuse me, 3rd and 8. Second one through will bring down Aftham. It's going to be 4th down. There'll be a Windham punt. Aftham gets back to kick. Stasium deep. Caught that 28-yard touchdown pass.
He's coming onto the field is number 27, Aiden DeMillo, a freshman, out on special teams.
Well, that is a punt. Fair catch called by Stasium. Presence of mind, catches it at around the 30-yard line. You know, it's been short punts all night. He knew that he had the coverage that time coming down, and he appropriately calls for fair catch.
You know, Wyndham's really, we've said it a couple of times, they're a young squad, and you don't know what's going on. They're facing Portland. They know Portland's a bigger squad, and that punter might have just had a case of the yips there the first 2 or 3 punts, and now he puts one together. Probably what they do in practice. He probably gets a good 30, 35-yard punt regularly.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Dogs from their own 31-yard line. To Elowich up the middle. He had Levine ahead of him. A lot of sportsmanship on both sides. That was Peoples helping Zach Elowich up.
Yeah. You like to see that after that 5-yard gain. You know, they're banging heads all day long, and they know what it's about. All these guys, core of these gentlemen are on the field for most of the play, so they understand what it is. There's no sense in being nasty out there.
Elowich on the left side, and this time he's wrapped up by Peoples.
Picks up a 3rd and 3.
Picks up 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 3 from the 38-yard line. As Nope gets his instructions from Phil Hartman.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Jim Hartman.
There goes Ben Levine. Ben Levine grabs a 1st down. Nice play there for Ben. Great carry. Gets 8 yards.
Down by Scott.
his first carry of the year.
First carry, first down. We'll call him First Down Levine from here on out.
Look, if you can have those kinds of choices. If you can mix it up a little bit, throw it around. Elowich is going to get most of the touches, but that is just tremendous.
Well,
it's Rocky Blyer-like.
We look at it. We've watched this enough, and we've seen Coach Hartman enough, and he kind of sticks to a certain script for the first quarter, and it's been successful for him with the personnel that he's had. They did this again in the first quarter, and a short time into the second quarter, they're up 14-0. They got a delay a game penalty. But we look at this isn't out of the norm for him to stick with one. We've seen the running backs over the years just churn it out in that first quarter, and then he opens it up. We've seen Nope come out. Nope rolls left. Nope rolls right. Throws the ball. We just get Ben Levine into the mix with an 8-yard gain. So it's what we've seen in the past. And Coach Hartman, like we said, out of the 4 years we've been together, Steve, we've seen two state championships and regional finals in those other years.
Whoa. Switching directions. And look at Zach Elowich go. And he's brought down by a one-arm tackle by number 32, Jason Scott, after a monster run of 34 yards.
34 numerically up and down the field, but he had to run about 80 to get to one side and get to the other.
And there's a flag on the play. And it's going to be brought back.
Yeah, you watch a play like that gets wide open and somebody's bound to pick up somebody in an ineffective manner. Could be a block in the back, could be a hold on that play. I didn't quite catch what the call was.
Well, that makes it first down and 15. Well, at least first and 5, I guess.
Yeah, it's a spot foul, so the ball's brought back to the spot of the
where
foul.
It is. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. First and 5 from the 49, just at midfield.
Let's do it again. His legs are warm.
Oh my God, he is so smooth.
He is smooth, and his linemen are really helping out here, sealing that line, giving him that, and he's got that skill to get through that line in a hurry. He doesn't dilly-dally around there.
15-yard carry for Elowich after that big 34-yard gain was called back, but he picks up just where he left off.
He just added two carries to get those 30 yards instead of the one.
Ball's on the 35-yard line, first and 10. Sam Nope under center. Quick handoff to Ben Levine. Picks up about 6 yards.
Second and 5.
Oh, they'll give him credit for 5. Second and 5 from the 30. The pitch to Elowich on the left side. Gets the first down. Another 5-yard carry. Let's see if they're going to move the chains. Actually, he's shy of the first down. They'll give him credit for about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1. We'll see what's up Coach Hartman's sleeve. It's a keeper for Nope. And he gets the first down.
So at this point, Steve, we've got 5:46 remaining in the second quarter in this first half of our action here, the 2018 Portland High School football campaign. And at this point in the game, Zach Elowich is up with 134 yards.
Oh my goodness. First and 10 from the 23. Nope. Switches direction. And is ultimately brought down by Matty Babb.
Babb's had himself a decent game so far.
That's a 7-yard carry for Nope, who changed direction.
Yeah, he started to scoot out on a designed bootleg off to the left-hand side. Saw that he had nothing. He's got the athleticism, and he broke back to the right side.
Got Mariba wide on the left and number 85 wide on the right. The carry goes to Stasium. He cuts back in and stopped just shy of the goal line. It's got to be about a 14-yard carry.
Now Matty Babb in on that one. Stasium came from the left-hand side of the line in motion, and Nope hands off to him as he comes through, and boy, he had a nice lane to get through. Got there in a hurry, kind of taking the Windham team by surprise.
So it'll be first and goal from the 2 for the Dogs. Mariba in motion. We have a whistle and a timeout. Portland with 3:52 left in the first half, and the score, Portland 14, Windham Eagles nothing. We're back after that non-message. It is. Portland took a timeout. It's first and goal from the 2. Nope, hands it off to Zach Elowich. And it is a 2-yard touchdown. His second of the game.
Fonseca will attempt the point after.
Pedro Fonseca now will try his third point after. And it is good, and he's getting a little bit more lift on it as well. 21-0 is the score right now. You know, Fonseca and a long line of soccer, at least Quinn Clark had kicked for them, and prior to that, John Williams. And some great kickers for Portland High School. And now it is 21-0 with 3:49 left in the first half. Here we are, folks. Another kickoff for Portland. Oh, there's a fumble. And Windham will get credit for about maybe a 10-yard return there. The hard way.
10 yards the hard way.
Brought down by DeMillo.
DeMillo on the tackle, the freshman. And it's Windham's ball, first and 10
Ball is on the Windham 28-yard
on their own 28-yard line. Harrison Boyle getting his team ready here. He's in the shotgun. Boom, right there. Jonah Green. I guess Darling is going to get credit for that tackle. Darian Darling, number 56.
So right now we're getting a score in from Scarborough with 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Scarborough's up 20-0 over the Sanford Spartans.
Well, you know, looking at the Press Herald's picks, they picked Portland to, you know, be a great playoff team. They don't, and the best team in the North. They don't pick Portland as a what they call a state championship caliber team. They call them very good. The state championship caliber teams are Scarborough and Thornton in Class A South, and Bonnie Eagle is ranked equally with Portland. But in the North, which is a weaker division and has been, Portland is ranked number 1 by the Press Herald.
Yeah, Portland put themselves in a great position. 3-5 record during the regular season last year, but still got to the regional final.
And they did it by winning 3 playoff games in a row, and we were able to bring all those to you on WPPS. 3:39 left in the first half. 2nd and 11 from the 28-yard line. Nice play by Mariba.
Yeah, it's great to mention WPPS with all the volunteer work that gets done for them, all of the games that are covered, and it's been great to be here for the last 4 years covering the Portland Bulldogs with you, Steve. And geez, you're really a great part of what PPS puts out there with your volunteer work through Portland High School football, as well as Portland High basketball and a variety of other sports that you've done over the years. Can't imagine the amount of time that you've donated to WPPS.
Well, it's really been a labor of love, John, and of course you know that because I've had the pleasure of working soccer games with you, and of course you are the softball coach at Deering High School, and I think you run the clock. I've seen you do so many things, announcing there, etc., with our friend Ken Levinsky and others, and Mr. Atkinson, Don Atkinson.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're absolutely right, Steve. It is a labor of love. You like to see kids have good experiences on athletic fields.
Ben Stasium will make the fair catch at about the 42-yard line, I guess. And it will be Portland's ball 1st and 10 with 2:50 left, just under 3 minutes in the first half. They have a 21-0 lead.
It's nice to see.
Well, it's a little bit different from last year when it was so cold that the camera was falling and it was windy and it was cold and it was really quite miserable. And then to top it off, Windham won handily. So Sam Nope in the shotgun, back to throw. Woo. Nice throw, Mariba.
What a nice catch. We're seeing the growth right here in front of us, Steve, in this game. Nope to be able to drop back behind that massive line and have that time, and he's got a cannon on him that we saw there. We've seen him throw it long and be able to get it out there so his receivers can get under it. But boy, Mariba was right there, and he hit that on a line. That was an 18-yard reception by Mariba.
Nope. Back to throw again. Stasium up the middle.
Oh, boy.
Folks, he's off to the races. Brought down at about the 9-yard line.
It's about a 21-yard gain on that. It looks like he's down at about the 12. The 11 where they're going to set up the stakes there. But boy, we're seeing the growth we just talked about a moment ago. Stasium with a nice set of hands again.
Well, Portland has some weapons this year. And some choices. Nope, keeps it and is brought down by Jason Scott.
I'm not sure that was a design play. It looks like he turned and he didn't see what he thought he was going to see and turned it up himself. Luckily gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Trey Ballou is in the house. He's the great center of the state championship Portland teams. Last year, their run was cut short by Windham. Once again, rolling out to the right, Stasium, touchdown!
8-yard touchdown reception. Stasium really puts himself in a position only for him to catch the ball. Nice job by Stasium there, and another dynamite throw by Sam Nope.
And here comes Pedro out to try to get his fourth PAT tonight, as 2 touchdowns by Zach Elowich and 2 by Ben Stasium have the Dogs up 27-0 right now and make it 28. A minute 14 left, and great use of the clock there. And great presence of mind by Sam Nope and Stasium. They've connected twice tonight.
Yeah, it's they've shown some maturity that they all gained last year. You're seeing a lot of these guys that had come back from last year. It's great to see this on the first night of this season. We're not even into the month of September. These kids haven't even seen the inside of a classroom. They've been luxurious to end their summer break here in Windham, Maine tonight. We're lucky to see this. This is mid-fall weather, man.
The kick is up, and it is caught and fumbled for the second time.
Maxwell Marshall had a tough time getting his hands onto that one, but fortunately for Windham, they did. They get about a 6-yard return out of that.
Look, there's a minute 10 left in this half. There's plenty of time here at this point. You mentioned our work at WPPS TV3. Frank Myatt and I had the pleasure of attending the Maine Basketball Hall of Fame induction of Joe Russo.
Yes.
The winningest coach in the history of Portland High School with 400 and we believe 29 wins.
Wow.
And we're going to bring you that ceremony as a special event on WPPS TV3 Sports. Should be up on YouTube even maybe by now.
You know, what a great guy, too. Steve, and you look and see what he's done. Not only just the most winningest coach, I've had experiences with him as an educator at Portland High School, and just to see what he does in a classroom. He's the volleyball coach. He took on that responsibility, applied as with a brand new sport, and took that and had a great time with that. He's had some great experiences there, but just a nice guy. I've never seen the guy get crossed up. I'm sure that there are times that he's upset and things aren't happening the right way, but he's a gentleman, and it's really. Joe Russo was a 7th grade science teacher, and I don't want to tell you how old Joe Russo is, but I had him at Lincoln Middle School.
Oh my goodness. Well, here we go. Nice run. Up the middle, Elowich in on that tackle as the Windham player remains down and is going to need some help as he was tackled hard but cleanly. I can't tell who it is either.
So we've got 18 seconds left on the clock. We've got an injured player down, so we'll go to commercial.
So for the last 16 seconds of the quarter, we'll see what Windham will do as the player was taken off the field. Ooh, they run into each other.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the Tackle is made by Koa Farnsworth to end the first half. So it's 21-0. And John and I will be with you in a moment to bring you the halftime statistics. So it's 28-0 at halftime. Sam Nope, 4 for 7, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns, both of them to Ben Stasium, who has 70 yards of reception right now. Zach Elowich, 2 touchdowns, 22 carries, 135 yards in the first half.
That's game type statistics in a lot of games, Steve. You watch that develop. What we've watched is what we've seen Portland do year after year, pound it for a little while, and then it opens up because they know, you said it earlier, we know the ball's going to Elowich, you still got to stop them. They figured out a way to kind of slow him down, then they open it up. Stasium's shown what a great receiver he is. Levine had a couple of nice runs, and boy, did Nope show what he had for an arm. He threw it out there so they could get under it, but he can also throw it on the line.
And it's nice to see Pedro Fonseca, our friend, with 4 points after, so he's got 4 points tonight. And the other point of this game, of course, is the defense.
Yes.
Portland has held Windham to 64 total yards.
1 first down. 1 first down in this entire first half for the Windham offense, and that was in the last couple minutes of the half when the game's at 28-0 already.
Folks, it's been exciting so far for the Portland Bulldogs, and we'll bring you second half action in just a moment. Here we go, second half action. Well, it's a line drive, short kick, takes a Portland bounce. It goes out of bounds, however.
Jeez. You got to be able to put a hand on that one or something, because that Portland defender was getting down that line pretty quick. That's a live ball. But go figure, it's 99 degrees 2 days ago in Windham, and we're all cold again. What goes on up here? Is there a vortex? My Lord.
Well, it is chilly. We thought we were going to have Miami Heat kind of weather.
Yeah.
And instead, we can't exactly say it's late fall weather either, though.
No. Me and my pink shirt I had on, I got all thrown off by the wardrobe.
First and 10 from the 35. And a flag on the play already. Motion on the Eagles, so the ball will be brought back.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Wow.
It'll be a 1st and 15 after that encroachment penalty. 1 second, they've lost 5 yards. That's not a good way to start the quarter.
No, it isn't. But Boyle is in the shotgun. He's got one on either side of him. And that tackle was really manufactured by Ben Levine.
Yep. Ben Levine's there. Jonah Green gets on that edge and makes that runner take the inside the tackle lane and leads him right into the waiting arms of Ben Levine.
So it's 2nd and 13 on the 3-yard loss. Well, first down Windham as Peoples grabs what amounts to about a 13-yard pass.
Yeah, Ben Stasium there in the middle. He was the last man to beat to take Peoples down. If he doesn't, he's off to the races on that one. Quick hit right across the top.
Screen pass to the right side, and Windham getting a little something together here.
They sure are.
Salem on the completion there.
So a little chalk talk in the halftime locker room by the Windham coaching staff. I'm sure Coach Perkins and his coordinators had a minute or two to speak and try to reset themselves. Down 28-0 moving into this half. Chalk it up and say, okay, let's start at 0-0 again. Let's see what we can do.
That's right. It was an 8-yard carry, so it's a 2nd and 2 from the 45. Still in the gun is the Windham quarterback. Back to throw. He's got Elowich all over him, is number 9, Peoples.
A little giddy up. That Peoples is a large dude. He's got a nice frame, great tight end.
Well, Windham moving the ball nicely here, coming out from their halftime talk. So the ball's in the 38, 1st and 10. Well, Portland stopping the run handily, as they pretty much have all night except for one play.
Right.
We have 2 players for Portland getting up slowly. One is still down.
Where's the Windham kid?
And it might be Farnsworth. That is Koa Farnsworth. So we'll take a break with 10:17 left in the 3rd quarter. The Dogs up 28-0. Ryan Lucas is the trainer who's working on Koa Farnsworth now as he comes out for at least a set here. Up the middle, Peoples brought down by Stasium once again, or he was off to the races. Silo Magno was back there as well. But it is going to be 1st and 10 for Windham on the 21-yard line as Windham continues to move the chains up the field to start the 3rd quarter. Yeah, and that was, I think Boyle was expecting something else.
Yeah. Well, you know, Boyle's got a decent arm there. They're running this similar play. I'm sure it's going to take maybe another play or two to start to adjust to that. That's the Gronkowski kind of play, that quick block off the corner and then just release down the middle. And he's such a big target. And there's a size mismatch between Stasium and he. Stasium can't get up in front of him because he's going to lose him long. And to take him down, he's just a big, and we saw Zach Elowich have a hard time taking the kid down.
2nd and 10, still from the 21. Fumble! Recovered, however, by the quarterback, Boyle.
The coach and both of us came out, you with the fumble, me with ball. We forget where we're at. Still, it's our first game of the season, too. So, folks, if we've got any mispronunciations, we're going to work on that during our time off this week as we volunteer more time for Portland Public Schools with WPPS.
You know, it was great to visit with a bunch of people at halftime, including John Williams, who's here, and some other great players for Portland. Some great basketball players are here today. Like the starting 5, I think, are here to cheer on Pedro from last year's team.
Yeah.
And
I see a Honeywell down there.
Yep, Jake Honeywell, I think, is here.
And there's a great group of the student body here as well, Steve, off to our left. Now this has been quite a sustained drive here, Steve. We've got 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And
that is a dangerous pass as Mariba, but then he was actually forearmed on the way down, slow to get up. But here we go, he is up. And almost picked off by Mariba.
Yeah, so it's going to go the other way. That was a 4th and 5 play. So Mariba best off letting that one go to the ground. At that point, sometimes that's a hard thing for a defensive back to think about in the midst of that. We've got young men here playing this game, and they want to make sure that they get that interception. They help their team out. So he's fortunate, Mariba is, that ball was dropped. Better field position, I should say. I mean, it was a nice play. He put himself in a good position.
So from the 27 now, the ball comes the other way. Sam Nope has Elowich in motion, pitches it to him, and he's going to pick up 4 to 5 here.
I'm not familiar with that name that you just called. Who was running the ball?
Did I say Elowich?
Yeah. Jeez. That was a nice run there by Elowich. He got around about 5 or 6 yards, 5 yards by our scoreboard.
2nd and 5 from the 32. Stasium wide left. Reverse to Elowich. Gets the first down. What was that? Nope.
That was Elowich.
I thought it was Elowich, but for some reason the announcer called it a keeper. Elowich is a keeper. Maybe that's what he meant.
There you go. For some reason, I don't see them moving out to Windham. I think the blue and white runs deep in that family.
Except for the ones that went to Deering, who are also great athletes.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 39. Nope, straight up the middle. Boom. Big, stumbling, bumbling.
That's our young man from Cumberland. Stumbling, bumbling, Cumberland. There we go. So we'll update that as these rosters progress. We get different numbers, different names, but we'll get to our athletic director Rob O'Leary and get an updated version of this. But another nice target for him. You get a gentleman like that. Another big target, number 85.
1st and 10 now from the 49 at midfield. Sam Nope under center. Elowich in motion, and he takes the pitch, goes. That is just something that he is so good at. There are a bunch of flags in the backfield here.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be a betting man, I'm gonna call a hold because that was from the referee of this crew wearing the white hat.
And it is.
Holding against Portland.
Yeah, everybody saw that. I didn't, but we weren't watching. We weren't watching the linemen. We're watching the ball.
Penalties were a killer for the Dogs last year, and many of their early games especially. Of course, tonight it's a much different story. They're spotted a 28-0 lead in the first half. A little bit of room here as we're 7 minutes and 2 seconds left here. Quarter, it is 28-0, and the Dogs are in front.
You look at this squad here, Steve, from this year, there's not a lot of difference from what was on the field last year, and they learned from that. They took their nicks last year, like we talked about earlier, 3-5 record going into the playoffs. And now these guys have got a whole year. Man, Mariba has a great
Oh, my goodness. Coming up the middle.
Boy, oh boy, Mariba with that catch down to the 36-yard line.
That was a seed.
Another dart.
That was amazing. Nice throw.
On the Windham 36-yard line.
And Mariba's having quietly a nice game here.
He really is, and he's just coming up through the slot and just making these great catches here, and of course Stasium as well. But all the credit to Mr. Nope. Elowich up the middle.
Yeah,
My goodness.
Yeah, Nope is definitely delivering the ball there in a very productive way.
First down by Milo.
11 yards there.
On the 26-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 26. Elowich up the middle. It takes so many people to bring him down. Number 52, George Butts, is going to get credit for that tackle.
He gained 5 yards running backwards there, Steve. Not going to go down. He's going to get all that he can for his team. I mean, you put yourself in a pretty bad. I mean, he got spun around there, but you put yourself in a bad position, or he got put into a bad position to take a good shot to the back, but he didn't go down.
10-yard carry, 2 carries, 21 yards.
He's picked up about another 35 yards here on this offensive series, and this is the only series that the Bulldogs have seen in this second half.
1st and 10 from the 16.
And Ben Levine gets the ball up the gut. He's going to pick up at least 3, maybe 5 they're going to give him. I say that they're going to give it to him, but boy, did he earn it.
He fought for that.
The scoreboard, actually the scorebook gave him 6 yards on that one, credited him. Oh, now it's up to 5. It's like the stock market, for crying out loud. Who's over there?
2nd and 5 from the 10. The Dogs are threatening once again.
Ooh, nice inside handoff to Mariba. That was a nice fake by Nope. Nope had a great sail there.
Oh, my goodness. There's a flag on the play, folks.
We'll see where that is. That's got to be on the defense from where that came from. That's a side judge with that. And that came late on the Mariba.
Indication is a face mask.
Kind of guessing they're going to decline that one.
Well, it's a touchdown for Mariba. 10-yard touchdown.
Let's not redo that one, Coach Hartman. Good call.
I dare say that with all of the tools that they've got this year, and that Coach Hartman is really just taking them all out of the box tonight. And another extra point for Pedro Fonseca makes it 35-0. Dogs firmly in command. We're back here. Another kickoff for the Dogs. It'll be a short kick. Fumbled, kicked around a little bit.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh, and the Dogs recover.
That's Cam Conley on that one. Man, that was like a ping pong ball in there. Nobody wanted to touch that. Off the up back real quick, and then it bounced around, and Conley got down the field in a hurry and just landed on the ball. Exactly what a coach wants to see when the ball's on the ground. No glory, just land on it and take possession.
4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. The Dogs are up 35-0. Zach Elowich is flirting with 200 yards rushing. He's about 170 or so now. Number 25 being worked on, Cam Conley, by the trainers for Portland. Ben Levine with a nice carry. Gained 6 yards. So another nice weapon for the Dogs is Ben Levine, that fullback captain. who his first year was a starting lineman. Another nice effort by Ben Levine. And what you see there is, when Elowich goes in motion, it forces the other team, the Eagles, to cover him and to. But this time, that 3 carries for Ben Levine in a row. That's a 7-yard carry. As Ben Levine now picks up some decent yardage here, it is 2nd down and 3 from the 3. And that is Sam Nope on a keeper.
Nope says, I want to get a little bit too.
3-yard touchdown, Sam Nope. So the Dogs capitalize on the turnover. It's 41-0, folks. Once again, Fonseca is out to kick. He's like, I'm starting to like this.
Yeah. I give him 6 opportunities. That's kind of nice.
This doesn't happen in soccer when somebody's coming after you. 42-0, Dogs in front. Here we go, folks. Big tackle.
Marshall on the return.
As Marshall returned it.
Kapongo had a nice one. Holy smokes, that was a nice. Scarborough High School is up at halftime, 28-0 on 4 touchdowns by Jared Flaker, a state champion indoor track, and missed the state championships in the outdoor track. He had a hamstring injury, but he's come back strong. Scarborough, another strong program in the Class A South.
John and I are busy tweeting and posting on Facebook.
A little bit quiet. I've got the Portland High girls soccer team. They posted a 4-0 victory today on the pitch.
I already did.
And looks as though the Portland boys soccer team also posted a victory today. All around a good day for football at Portland High School.
Football and football.
Oh, Silo Magno, nice job.
Yeah. Incomplete.
He read that well. And Silo Magno's another kid that's grown through his career here, seeing spot time early on in his career to work his way now to see a lot of time. You get Ben Levine coming off a little bit slow here, maybe an ankle. Got Ryan Lucas, going to take a look at him. And more of a cramp. That's all right. Electrolytes, little Gatorade, G2, no sugar. Now they're not going to get a playoff here, it looks.
Flag on the play.
Well, there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, delay a game, which is unfortunate for the Windham Eagles at this point. At the end of the third quarter, Steve, we've got the Portland Bulldogs up 42-0 here in Windham, Maine for the opener, and we've got 1 quarter to go. We'll be back after these commercial messages.
Oh my goodness. Well, getting out of trouble is the Windham quarterback, but he is ultimately sacked by Natumba.
Oh, you got about a 4th and 20 there. That was a significant loss.
The last series, they kept going to the he had
44-yard line. First and 10.
So again, Steve, we got a short field here, just over 11 minutes remaining in the game. It's nice to see Ben Levine in there, our trainer, our ATC on site here with is Ryan Lucas, and he got him back in the game shape. I mean, these young men really have probably suffered a lot this week, and we've seen the heat indexes between the two high schools. We've seen it on social media between Greg Tosi at Deering and Ryan Lucas, really taking care of the young men and women, and really making sure that they're practicing appropriately, that they're hydrating appropriately, they're not out in that hot sun, because that was something else. I mean, we've got one of the hottest summers on record here.
Well, the point is well taken. Oh, look at that. Elowich in motion, Levine up the middle.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much longer the Stars stay in here with a 42-0 lead. But again, you practice to play. You know, and you want to play your starters, get them in there, but we'll see. We'll see what Coach does here. There's a reason we're up here commenting on the game, and they're down there working the sidelines.
That Elowich gets pretty good.
Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep that Bulldog spirit up! Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep that Bulldog spirit up! Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep it up!
So here we are now with 9 minutes left here. 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line.
Looks like another Elowich carry.
Well, I think that was Ben Levine.
Oh, was it Ben? Great.
And it was a 7-yard carry. Ben Levine, fullback, is already up to 63 yards as the Dogs are really spreading out the yardage here tonight nicely amongst many of their players. This bodes well for this season as it's 42-0 right now. The Dogs are threatening once again. This time it's going to go to Mariba up the middle.
Mariba.
But a 6-yard run.
Yeah, they're working well together here. They're showing all facets of their game. They've worked hard this preseason to get to this, and they've been able to execute against this young Windham team. But it's going to give them the confidence that they need to live up to the preseason rankings to rank Portland as one of the top teams in the Northern Division.
He is smooth as silk. As he picks up about almost 10. Let's see.
Yeah, they've dropped their markers.
Yep. He picks up the first down.
Decent game for Zach Elowich. He's got to be happy at his progressions.
That was Ben Levine.
Well, that was Levine again. My gosh,
I think he
my
is
eyes
just
have gone.
No, I just think that he is smooth as silk. It's a first and goal from the 6. Levine with the ball. This time he's wrapped up pretty handily by Braxton Cassidy. But, you know, to have this kind of a quarter, he deserves to bring that ball in.
He sure does.
Loss of 1 on that, so it's first and goal from the 7. Second and goal from the 7.
Portland Bulldogs, go! Dogs, go! Portland Bulldogs, go! Dogs, go! Portland Bulldogs, go! Dogs, go!
Sam Nope.
And
To Ben Levine. Awfully close.
fall a little longer there. Fall a little longer, Ben.
Broke down by people.
Great effort there.
Third down.
I mean, what's amazing is, you know, the yardage that Ben Levine has picked up in a relatively short time here.
Right.
Again, Portland with so many weapons tonight. The pitch to Ben Levine on the right side. Touchdown. Ben Levine.
Good job. Great work.
3-yard touchdown. He had earned it.
It's going to bring up Fonseca again for his 7th extra point. We know that he's got it from here. It's going to be nice to see if he can put it out from the angles a little bit deeper, because we've watched John Williams and all the predecessors in Quinn Clark over the last couple of years to be able to be a choice late in the game to be able to grab that field goal.
That's right, and that hasn't been necessary tonight.
No. Boom shakalaka.
Into the night. 49-0. The Dogs are trouncing the Windham Eagles. 4:58 left in this contest. We're back.
Jesus, Capungo fast.
Oof.
Ooh.
But who's that down there again? Mariba. He's getting down the field quick. He's not a gunner. He's not from the outside.
Got down the field.
Nathan Capongo got the first hand on the runner. He's coming up short here as he's limping off the field a little bit.
Might be because he's out of gas. I mean, he got down there just as fast as the ball did.
Ball is on the Windham 33-yard line.
It's going to be 1st and 10 Windham on their own 33.
Yeah, they haven't had great field position either, Steve, to kind of generate anything. And there you go. You're seeing some of the cleaner jerseys come off the bench here.
Marcus Machado, number 53, checks in. Mariba here is lining up wide left. Number 3 is Joseph Pike in. No, wide left corner, of course, but up the middle is Marshall.
Jonah Green on the tackle. Is it Jonah? No, is Mr. Cumberland.
You know, it's so great to see Ben Levine back out. I mean, he's got such great heart. He loves the game. He's really a student of the game, and that's what made him such a great lineman without the size.
Right.
And now to see him back here this year, all full, throttle, is really great to see. So it's 2nd and 7. By the way, the Windham quarterback who is checked in is Anthony Gugliuzza, or Gugliuzza. That's a tough one.
Gooly Goo Goo. From an Eddie Murphy movie?
Nothing doing as Derek Palau was brought down.
He had a nice first move there. They were able to gain, looks like they were able to gain the first down.
It is quite chilly, actually. This is probably the coldest night of the summer, John.
I totally agree with you. They'll break out the parka for tonight.
And this is inland, so to speak. So.
Yeah, in the Lakes region.
Watch out, folks. Off to the races here. Great run. The far side of the field. Let's see who carried that. That was number 28, Palau.
Yeah, 20-yard gain on that run. Nice run for Windham here in the late in the game.
1.5 minutes left, and there's a piece of you that just wants to see that shutout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that also bodes well for the defense this year, and it's a confidence builder.
Oh.
And when you have a play like that by Obed Natumba, who penetrates the line for no gain there, 6'3", 230-pound junior.
It bodes well for the future here. You see these young men getting in there and getting some time here in the close of this quarter for the Dogs is great to see. We're under a minute now remaining in this first game of the 2018 campaign here in Windham.
Just half a minute left as it is 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line of the Dogs.
Oh, boy.
Now, the kid from Cumberland, along with Natumba.
Yeah, time will tick out of this one, Steve. It's a great first game for the Bulldogs. You can hear the excitement in the stands, Steve. Game 1 in the books for the Portland Bulldogs, 49-0. They'll shake hands in the sporting fashion that always happens after our football games, and we will be back to recap this along with Luke Hill in our first game. We'll be back in a moment.
So you can see the Portland High School players greeting their adoring fans and getting well-deserved accolades tonight as they have just done something here. And they are singing the school song. So the first game in the books, the Dogs with a 49-0 drubbing of the Windham Eagles.
Right. They executed. We've seen what goes on game after game in the seasons that we've been here. And Coach Hartman comes out very deliberately and pounds the ball, and then opens the other doors as they start to do that. Elowich has a great game. You've got the stats on that, and everybody just played well today. It was a great first step for this team.
Well, folks, the superlative, there are a number of superlatives. Let's just start with 136 total yards for Windham. So the defense had something to say tonight and outgained altogether over the Windham Eagles was Zach Elowich, who had 170 yards on 26 carries and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Zach did have a great game. Nope, under center, really opened it up. Stasium had some nice catches, a couple of touchdowns. Mariba had some nice play, and boy, did they open it up to Ben Levine there in the fourth quarter.
That's right, and let's talk about that for a minute. Sam Nope, 4 for 7, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ben Levine had over 70 yards, and he had a touchdown. And Jamal Mariba had 56 yards and a touchdown. And, of course, Ben Stasium had 2 touchdowns and 70 total yards. Just really an incredible effort tonight, all-around effort across the board by the Portland Bulldogs. What'll be interesting to see is how they can improve on that. Of course, Windham, a rebuilding team this year. Chevrolet comes to Portland next week. We're going to bring you that on WPPS TV3 Sports, and we might see a little bit of a different game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other factor that we need to add to that is Pedro Fonseca coming to this team, hitting the pitch in a different way.
That's exactly right, with 7 PATs tonight. This is Steve Schwartz and John Coyne for Luke Hill and Mike Hoffer for WPPS TV3 Sports, saying so long from the home of the Windham Eagles, where tonight the Bulldogs have defeated the Eagles 49-0. Good night.